Whether you know or not that NFL and college football are the two most watched sports in the United States, making football the superior sport by far in popularity. You might have guessed that there are many differences between them. In this video, I will unveil some of the most popular topics between college and NFL football, such as difficulty, popularity, and pro athlete earning differences. Without a further ado, what's the difference between professional and college football? NFL football is more difficult than college football, so the competition is tougher. The earnings are better, and it's very difficult to reach there. In addition, NFL games get more views than college, and fewer teams are in the league. Also, college games can't end in a tie, whereas NFL games can. That said, it seems that the NFL is the more glorious league with a more exclusive roster, money, and glory. This shouldn't surprise you because, after all, the NFL is the highest football league. This doesn't mean that college football doesn't have those things because it's a close second in sports popularity. Now, it's important to understand the rule differences between professional and college football before examining other matters. Rules. The basic rules and principles apply to both professional, NFL, and college football. However, some differences might confuse you that you should know. Receiving rule. In college football, receivers need only 1 foot within the boundaries for a legally completed pass, whereas both feet need to be within boundaries in the NFL. Clock rule. The clock doesn't stop after the first down in the NFL, unlike in college football. Contact rule. The 5-yard contact rule means that the NFL allows defensive backs to make contact with wide receivers at or less than 5 yards, and anything over will result in an illegal contact. However, defensive backs can be more physical with wide and slot receivers. Hash marks. In the NFL, hash marks are 18-6 apart, whereas in college football, they are 4 apart. 2-minute warning. An automatic timeout when 2 minutes remain in each half is used in the NFL, yet not in college football matches. Overtime rule. In the NFL, football games can end in a tie with the exception that it's a playoff. However, college football will continue for as long as there is a winner. The rules above are the most notable differences between professional and college football. Other rule differences exist, but they aren't as significant. From the rules alone, you can see that the NFL is a less forgiving and tougher place to play football than college. Difficulty. It isn't hard to figure out which league is tougher to play and when it comes to difficulty. Naturally, the professional league is more difficult than the college league. However, it isn't so easily determined just how much more. Generally, 1 out of 20 high school players will make it to the collegiate level. However, approximately 1 out of 50 college players will advance to the NFL, and still, it isn't guaranteed they will thrive there. Thus, the NFL is astronomically more difficult to play than college football. Considering how difficult and why the difficulty gap sounds, in reality, it's even more difficult. Only less than 2% of college football players will make it to the NFL, and even less will stay there or get considerable field time. There are far more teams in college football, and the skill differences between players and teams are very high. This means that some teams will annihilate other teams in college football, where other teams won't have a chance. This isn't so in the NFL, as the skill gaps between players and teams aren't that wide. Therefore, even the best player will have a hard time competing and thriving in the NFL, whereas a great player will thrive in college football. Earnings. When it comes to professional and college leagues and the difficulties between, you can bet your football-loving self that the earnings are drastically different. But how different are the earnings between NFL and college football players? The top NFL players can earn more than $50 million annually, such as Aaron Rodgers, QB for the Green Bay Packers. In contrast, college football players don't get directly paid because they're amateurs. However, college players get paid through their social media accounts, sponsorships, etc. In fact, there are various ways college players can get paid the same way many modern-day interned entrepreneurs. They just don't get officially paid by the NCAA because of their amateur status. Although, there are some cases where college athletes have been paid under the table as bribes. In addition, many college football players will get sponsorships in high school. This means their college tuition and other fees are paid. But that's it for the official ways to earn through college. Number of teams. One of the most noticeable differences between college and professional football leagues is the number of teams. This also affects the popularity and view counts that I'll be talking about shortly. That said, colleges, universities, and academies field 130 college football teams, The teams are divided into 10 different conferences. In contrast, the NFL has only 32 teams split up into 8. The number of teams and their difference is massive. This also makes the NFL much more predictable. There are fewer teams, and the competition is tougher. So analysts, experts, and even individuals can make educated guesses about the season. However, this isn't so easy in college football. Anyways, if you're a hardcore football and are missing fan gear to show it, I'd highly suggest Fanatics for fans. They have everything from jerseys to dartboards to shot glasses. I use it consistently for my fan gear, and not just for football. Popularity. Last but not least, popularity. You might think that the NFL will crush college football in popularity, but the gap isn't that big, and the answer isn't black and white either. This begs the question, which is more popular, college or professional football? Overall, the NFL is more popular than college football. The Super Bowl final gets over 100 million views, whereas the college national championships get over 20 million. However, college football games can draw more live attendance than the NFL, and it's often considered more fun. You should note that college football teams often have bigger stadiums and cheaper tickets, which drastically influences the live views. There are other factors to consider as well. For example, many people say that college football is more fun to watch for various reasons. First of all, the community and ambience are often better than in the NFL. The match feels more personal. It might be your hometown or city playing, and the players play without monetary compensation, making them more passionate about sport, and it shows. We are going to end this video right away. If you have any query or information to share, please leave a comment. Thanks for watching.